Eastwood. Probably my favorite indie game of the year. When I first saw it, it gave me weird Last of Us vibes, but it turned out to be something more unique. Eastwood scratched the itch I had for some simple fun Zelda-like gameplay, mixed with a compelling story that tries its best to hurt your soul from time to time. I even had to stop at one point just to contemplate life.
What more do you want from me?
Even though the story gets a bit confusing towards the end, I still think about some of the twists and turns, even months after I've already completed it. The art style is fantastic and very detailed. There's even a game inside the game called Earthborn that I spent probably a few more hours that I probably shouldn't have spent trying to complete everything. I think it's well worth the try if you're looking for a good story and slight emotional trauma towards the end.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
Fist. This game has a bunny with a large robot arm in it. What more do you need? Add Metroidvania style gameplay and you got me more excited than the Beastars fans at a furry convention. It doesn't reinvent anything new gameplay wise, but it still is fun to beat people with your fists, unlock new skills and weapons, and explore a large map with plenty of boss battles in between. You even fight a rat in a wheelchair. Neat! The story is it's just there to get you to location, but I'm not here for the story. I'm here for a drug addiction that comes with every new upgrade and everything I find in between. If you love Metroid type games, give it a shot. Tales of Arise. Now I know this is a long running franchise, but I feel like it deserves even more attention than it already received. Tales of Arise brought back that love I had for the Tales franchise that was snatched away from me when I first played Tales of Zestiria. Arise for me just does a lot right that the previous two entries didn't do. For one, I actually like all of the characters, even when they're being their typical anime tropey selves, it still feels good. It has some romance in there and you basically got me hooked. The gameplay is as solid as it's always been and I never get tired of it. Never felt like it was dragging and took forever because there were so many fun bosses and conversations and they kept me interested. I believe this is definitely a top 3 RPG of the year and it deserves way more love and awards just for Kisaru's wonderful design.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Operation Tango. Now I know It Takes Two is probably the best co-op game of the year, but this might be a close second. Add Operation Tango to the list of games that have you and a friend yelling and laughing at each other because you probably both suck. It's so fun solving asymmetrical puzzles and having to communicate what you see leads to endless funny moments of confusion and failure. But the moment when everything starts clicking is so satisfying. Also the slick art style and immaculate level design makes this an easy game to play and ruin friendship. Now all you need is a friend.
I don't need friends, they disappoint me.
Road 96. Last but not least is Road 96. It's a semi-roguelike narrative game that lets you choose how you want to experience the story they want to tell. While the gameplay is very simple, your goal is to lead the country by any means possible. Hitchhiking as a kid to lead the country because it's ruled by a tyrant is a very interesting premise that kept me intrigued. I enjoy meeting each character and unraveling why they are all connected. I won't say much more about it, but the moments of suspense and comedy add to a worthwhile experience for anyone really. And that's it. Those were the 5 games I feel like people slept on this year. And if any of them interested you, give them a shot. I think they're very much worth it. This is Shiba, signing off.